Hello, hello! My name is Kallista, and welcome back to Mass Effect Legendary Edition. In the last episode, Naomi was exploring the Citadel before she goes to her meeting with the Council. Now, I do believe this is some kind of CSEC area, or at least, Avina, knockoff Alexa, mentioned that the CSEC offices were around this way. Hello?
I can't believe I landed a job here. This place is fantastic.
Okay, I'm glad you're happy. And a yoink. Lovely. Hello? So we can't speak to you either. Yeah, we saw another one of these guys working in the, it's the Elcor and Volus embassy office? Huh. Either way, he looks like he's hard at work, so we'll leave him be.
Human, delighted, welcome. It is good to meet you.
Oh, it is good to meet you too. I love the Elcor. If anything happens to the Elcor, I will go ballistic. I just want them to be safe. Yes, Executor Pallin. So this is the head of CSEC, I believe.
Commander Shepard, I didn't expect to see you here. Did Ambassador Udina send you?
Ooh. Here's the thing, you'd assume that Naomi would know who is in charge of Citadel security. Then again, potentially she's never seen what this guy looks like. All she knows is that Executor Pallin is a Turian. And just because this guy is a Turian, it doesn't mean that this is Pallin. I mean, obviously, we as the player, we know that it's Pallin because his name was floating above his head, but Naomi doesn't have this luxury. For all she knows, this could be Executor Pallin's secretary. So yeah, I think she would ask who he is.
Have we met before?
No, but I know you well enough. I'm Executor Pallin, head of CSEC. It's my job to know when someone like you arrives on the Citadel. Was there something you needed, Commander?
Yeah, he did cop a bit of an attitude. He did, but... Is it because she's human, or is it because she's got a bunch of guns on her back? I'm just... If I was in charge of security for this place and I got told, hey, there's someone with a bunch of guns coming, I'd be like, oh, well, they could be a threat. I don't know who they are. If I were playing myself, if I were playing Kallista Shepard, I probably wouldn't ask this, but I feel like Naomi, there is a lot of bad blood between Turians and humans, and Naomi doesn't tolerate racism. No matter which way it's going, whether it's a human having a go at a Turian, or a Turian having a go at a human, or a Turian having a go at an Asari, like whatever, Naomi doesn't tolerate any kind of racism, and I get the feeling that she likes to know where she stands. She's the type of person who would say, hey, I picked up on your tone just then. Was that because I'm a human? What's going on there? I'm not that way inclined. I'm much more, likely to go, ooh, I'm gonna make a mental note of that. Was he having a go at me because, I'm a human, or is it because of the guns on my back? Let me put that on the back burner. But I think Naomi is, she's far more blunt than I am. So I do think she'd probably just come straight out and ask.
I get the feeling you're not too fond of humans.
No, I just don't trust your kind. Not yet. You humans are eager to take all the power you can get, and you're being given a lot. If the Council wants to make humanity their new favorite pet, that's their business. But I don't have to like it.
Ooh. Here's the thing. I don't think Naomi could say this in good conscience because I do think she would have noticed that, like, hey, the Volus, who are the third species to get here, they're having to share their embassy office with the Elcor. Meanwhile, humans who have been here for less than 20 years, we've got our own office. That does seem like preferential treatment. His answer about not trusting humans yet, on one hand it is like, we've been here for 20 years, how much longer do you need to give us? But I don't know how long Turians live. For all I know, 20 years could be like the blink of an eye to a Turian. It's a long time for a human, it might not be long for them. So I think Naomi would be satisfied with his answer. I think she'd still kind of be eyeing him up, like, hey, I'm watching you, bud. I'm gonna watch this guy just in case, but... You know, if Taurians live for a long time, then 20 years not being satisfactory for him to make up his mind, I'm like, that's kind of fair. And I think Naomi has noticed the favoritism, so I don't think she'd go with that.
What do you know about the Spectres?
They're the right hand of the Councilor, so they like to be called. More like the underhanded side of the Council.
What do you have against the Spectres?
I can't abide any organization that considers itself above the law. Especially when it's left up to each individual Spectre to decide when and how to bend the rules.
Ooh. That is a bit naive. Here's the thing. I think Naomi believes that there are certain societal and moral rules that everyone should abide by. And no matter who you are, whether you are rich or poor, whether you are, you know, a police officer or a regular civilian, it doesn't matter. You should abide by certain, you know, by certain moral codes. But that's the thing, moral codes, societal rules. She's not necessarily saying laws, because Naomi has broken many, many laws during her teenage years, because she had to, because it was either that or die, and she wasn't going to die. I think Naomi knows better than anyone that people are grey. They're not black or white, people are grey. And sometimes you have to do things that are illegal in order to survive, in order to get ahead. And I think as a result, that does make her inclined to bend the rules slightly. So yeah, I do think she would think that that was a very naive way of thinking.
Sometimes you have to bend the law to keep people safe.
I've been with CSEC for 30 years. I've never had to break the law to do my job, not once.
Yeah, right. You expect us to believe none of your officers are corrupt?
There are over 200,000 CSEC agents. Some of them are going to be bad. But we don't turn a blind eye to corruption like the Spectres do. We do our best to find and punish any officer who breaks the law. Spectres? They'll never come under that kind of scrutiny.
This guy is thinking very small scale. Here's the thing, the Citadel is big. The Citadel is very big. The universe is even bigger. And there are only so many people on the Citadel. There are only so many people that CSEC need to deal with. The Spectres, they can go anywhere. If someone is suffering on the Citadel, then yes, CSEC will get round to them eventually. But what if someone is suffering in the arse end of nowhere? CSEC are never going to get to them, so you need people who can get out there, get out into the nitty-gritty, and, you know, do something about it.
The galaxy needs people like that. People who do the dirty jobs.
I agree. But they need to be held to a higher standard. They need to be accountable. Saren's out of control. We both know that. But because he's a Spectre, the Council doesn't want to do anything about it. Is that the kind of person this galaxy needs?
Oh, that's an interesting question. On one hand, this feels somewhat hypocritical. You know, talking about accountability, because Naomi hasn't been held accountable. She committed multiple crimes, and I would imagine some of them were very serious. Back when she was a teenager, she never went to prison. She joined up with the Alliance, and she basically got off scot-free from everything she did. So it's a little hypocritical of her to be talking about accountability when she's never been held accountable. At the same time, does Naomi prioritize getting the job done? I don't think she does. What did I keep saying on Eden Prime? Like, Nihilus's murder versus the Beacon. She was more interested in Nihilus's murder. Oh, there are survivors. We should go see how they're doing. The Beacon can wait because it's an inanimate object. I'm going to prioritize these people. So I don't think that, like, oh, getting the job done and nothing else. I don't think that's how Naomi operates. There are some things that are more important than the mission. This does feel hypocritical. Like I said before, she's never taken accountability for what she did when she was in the gang. I don't think she hides it. I think if people were to ask her, hey, tell us about your past, I think she would get into the nitty-gritty of everything she did. Every drug deal, every time she beat someone to the point where they had to, you know, eat their meals through a straw for 3 months. She's probably killed people. She probably beat them up so badly that they died of their injuries. Like, she has probably done some awful things, and if you were to ask her about it, she'd be very honest. However, she's never gone to prison for any of that. And to be very blunt, if she were in that position again, she'd do it again. She's not standing here saying, oh, I'm a different person from who I was. I would never do any of those heinous things again. She's like, no, I would. If it was that or die, I'd do that again. Because I don't want to die. I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna... Like, no, thank you. I think what matters to her is that if I do that again, because of where I am, I will be held accountable. I wasn't held accountable before because I was some random nobody and it was, you know, deal drugs or starve. You know, I had to make money somehow and my life was on the line. But now I do have money. I presume she's saved money. I presume she has. So if I did that again, it wouldn't be because my life was at risk. It would be because I wanted to. And therefore I would face the necessary punishment. So I think that's where she's coming from.
But not all Spectres are like Saren.
True. But the potential is always there.
Tell me about CSEC.
CSEC provides necessary police and security services throughout the Citadel. We're a civilian government agency, though many of our members have had military training. Of course, as the CSEC representative to the Council, I spend most of my time liaising between the two.
Okay.
Tell me about your investigation into Saren.
Sorry, Commander. I don't make a habit of giving out details about ongoing investigations.
That's fair. Especially as we were the one who accused Saren, that would be very unprofessional of him.
I'll be going now.
Goodbye, Commander.
Okay. See you later, Pallin. Don't mind me whilst I explore your office. To-do. That was... I have no strategy with those mini-games. I'm not gonna lie, it all comes down to blind luck. Diplomatic advisory warning. The following message was transmitted from an untraceable account to multiple recipients across the extranet. Further monitoring of the situation is warranted. My fellow biotic, you have been selected to receive this transmission because of our shared plight. Few understand us. Fewer tolerate us. We must stand together. We must build our own new world. Come, join us in the Hawking Eater cluster. Only as one body can we right the wrongs done to our kind. So, I get that biotics are kind of like the mage class of this world, and Caden is a biotic, but I'm still not sure how biotics come about. I presume there will be a codex entry on how humans can be biotics, but I'm very curious about that.
Don't believe the rumors. The consort would never reveal her secrets.
Of course she would. She'd be tossed out the nearest airlock if she did.
I suppose.
Besides, Nick, the consort's nothing like the girls back on the colonies. She's...
You don't have to do it with her. You can just talk to her if you want.
Is that all you did, Jazz? Just talk?
I didn't say that.
Ha! I bet you did too.
Shut up, Frederick.
Hey, if Jazz just wanted to talk to a lady, don't make fun of him for that.
What do you want? Oh, Commander. Is there something I can do for you?
Relax, Private. This isn't an inspection.
Right, sorry. What can I do for you, Commander?
Mate, you have got no reason to be making fun of anyone when your hair looks like that. Who did this to you? Who gave you that haircut, sir?
What can you tell me about the Asari consort?
Well, she's an Asari who works here as... That is, she helps people with things.
You never went to see her, did you, Fredericks?
No, I never did. I couldn't afford it. It costs half a year's credits just to go in and talk to her.
She took one look at your haircut and she bumped up the price.
Can you at least tell me where I can find her?
Sure. She's across the bridge from the embassies.
Thanks, kid. Have fun. Try not to get into too much trouble.
I will. Have fun, that is.
Okay, look. Jazz? I think you were Jazz. Listen to me. If someone with a haircut like that is making fun of you, don't tolerate it. Who did that to you? Who did that to you? That ain't right. That is not right.
I don't have time to talk now. I'm very busy.
Okay then, madam.
Hello, Commander. Can I get you something?
I mean, we're not technically working, so why not?
What have you got?
Information, mostly. Would you like to know about some points of interest nearby?
Sure.
What's going on around here?
Well, you found the embassies. Not much going on here. Across the bridge, you'll find the bank, the Emporium, and Shaira's. If you haven't heard of her, you soon will. If you need supplies, you can try the markets one level below. For entertainment, I try Flux or Cora's Den.
What is Shaira's?
The consort, she entertains clients who can afford her services. Most of the diplomats and ambassadors have visited her at one time or another. She's a very powerful woman, but also very respected.
Tell me about Flux and Cora's Den.
Well, Flux has gambling and dancing, certainly more lively than this place. Cora's Den, on the other hand, well, let's just say it's livelier and deadlier, all at the same time.
Sounds fun.
Goodbye.
So long, Commander. Have a pleasant day.
You too, sir. You too. Oh, another one of these guys. Hello. Can't speak to you either. They are... You're right. They're not a chatty bunch. Okay. So yeah, everything we're hearing about this Shaira is that she's very respected, but the Elcor guy seemed very upset with her.
This place seems strange. I wish there were more humans around.
Sir? Sir, you're in space. If you want to be someplace where there are more humans, that would be Earth. That would... Let me go to space. Why are there so many aliens here? Sir, you didn't think this through. You didn't think this through, sir. Now then, I believe... Yeah, it was this way to Citadel Towers, or Tower, and that way to C-Sec Academy. You know what? Because, oh, hello. I see you over there. I see you. I remember there being oh, hello. Use Citadel Rapid Transit to travel quickly between major locations. As you explore the Citadel, more locations will unlock. I prefer walking. I prefer traveling places by foot. You see more. But yeah, as I was saying, I remember there being certain quests. Like there was a I have memories of like this pink jellyfish looking guy, and he's like yelling, and there's a Turian saying please move, and you need the I think you need the dialogue options that unlock after you become a Spectre to deal with it. I have that as a memory. I might be making stuff up there. I don't know, but I remember something along those lines. So you know what? I'm inclined to head for the tower. Hello. Yes, I am going to say hello to all of these creatures. Because why not? I don't know what they are. I don't know who they are. That is to the ward, so the hospital, maybe? Keeper.
Look at that bug thing over there. What's it doing?
Please do not disturb the keepers.
Don't call it a bug thing. Yes, it does look somewhat insectoid, but Ashley, no, stop it.
Please do not disturb the keepers.
I think there was some mention of keepers in the Citadel Codex entry, I believe. Just that it was like one line.
Welcome to Presidium Tourism Terminal 2. You are standing near the base of the Citadel Tower, one of the Presidium's most recognizable and important structures. Behind me is the spectacular Relay Monument, a scale model representation of a Prothean mass relay. To your left is one of the Keepers, the enigmatic caretakers of the Citadel, working on a control panel. You may see Keepers involved in various tasks throughout all levels of the Citadel. We ask that you do not interfere with them in any way. The Keepers are essential to the smooth operation of the Citadel. Obstructing their daily work will result in harsh penalties, including incarceration and rehabilitation.
Flippin' heck.
Tell me more about the Relay Monument.
Discovered by the Asari who first arrived at the Citadel, the Relay Monument is one of the station's most interesting and controversial features. What is the meaning behind this striking piece of art? Is it a tribute to Prothean vanity? A reminder of their conquest of the galaxy through mass relay technology? Or perhaps it is a symbol of unity, a Prothean acknowledgement that the relays would eventually lead other species here to the Citadel. No one can say for sure, making the Relay Monument a favorite topic of discussion among academics and scholars.
I bet it's none of those things. I bet it's something daft. Like, this was my mother-in-law's favourite vase, and my wife nagged me until I made a bigger sculpture of her favourite vase because it broke. Like, something daft. Something completely nonsensical.
Tell me about the Citadel Tower.
Housing both the council chambers and Citadel control, the tower is one of the most important buildings on the station. Access to these areas is restricted to those with the appropriate clearance.
What happens in Citadel Control?
Citadel Control handles all incoming and outbound transit. Every ship within 2,000 kilometers of the Citadel is under the jurisdiction of Citadel Control. At peak capacity, they are responsible for monitoring upwards of 1,000 vessels.
I'd like to hear more about the council chambers.
The business of the Council, which often has far-reaching effects on the galactic community, is conducted in a room at the apex of the Citadel Tower. The council chambers themselves are truly a magnificent sight to behold, though few get to experience the view in person. Typically, only the councilors, ambassadors, and high-ranking officials, along with various support staff, are allowed access.
What if someone has business with the council?
The average citizen must go through the proper channels if they wish an audience with the council. This is usually arranged through their respective ambassadors. Even then, few are given access to the actual council chambers. In most cases, the ambassador acts on behalf of the citizen.
I'm scheduled to have an audience with the council.
Only a handful of visitors to the Citadel are ever granted that privilege. I would be jealous, but that is outside the scope of my programming.
I don't trust you. I don't trust you, knockoff Alexa.
I'd like to know more about the Keepers.
Little is known about these peaceful servants of the Citadel, though they are essential to the operation and maintenance of the entire station. Citadel regulations protect the Keepers against interference during the performance of their tasks. Failure to comply will result in harsh penalties. Keepers can be seen in all sections of the Citadel, but are typically found in and around the tower.
Any particular reason there are so many Keepers in this area?
The Keepers do not communicate with other species. It is assumed, however, that the tower houses the Citadel's primary control systems. Many of the station's systems, such as navigation and life support, function automatically. It is believed the Keepers operate those systems from inside the tower's inaccessible core. The Keepers also make frequent appearances in the council chamber itself, though they appear to be just passing through on their way to some other destination.
Okay. So they live here. No one really knows where they came from or where they originate from. They just sort of wander around looking after the Citadel. Okay.
That's all for now.
Thank you for using Avina. Have a pleasant day.
Okay, so they're unpaid workers, essentially. They probably don't get any vacation time. Hey, buddy. Hey, have you thought about forming a union? Have you... Email me. I will help you. I will help you organize. We can unionize the Keepers. Come on. I've got your back, buddy. I've got your back.
The council isn't going to ask me any questions, are they?
I doubt it. We've made our reports. Now we just have to trust Ambassador Udina.
No, we don't, sir.
You know, I'm inclined to agree with Ashley. I've only met Udina once, and I don't trust him a jot. He just seems scummy to me. I don't know what it is, but I just don't like him.
Saren's hiding something. Give me more time. Stall them.
Stall the council? Don't be ridiculous. Your investigation is over, Garrus.
Commander Shepard, Garrus Vakarian. I was the officer in charge of the C-Sec investigation into Saren.
Okay.
Sounds like you really want to bring him down.
I don't trust him. Something about him rubs me the wrong way. But he's a Spectre. Everything he touches is classified. I can't find any hard evidence.
I think the council's ready for us, Commander.
Good luck, Shepard. Maybe they'll listen to you.
Well, that's not promising. Because from how that sounded, you know, given that he was saying, oh, stall him, I need more time, clearly he's onto something. But they don't have any evidence. That is, that's not a good sign for us. Now then, I'm looking at my timer. I only have about a minute left, so let's read some codex entries.
The Asari were the first species.
Okay, no. We read that one last time, I think.
The Elcor are a Citadel species native to the high-gravity world Dakuna.
Yeah, we read this one.
When the Asari discovered the Citadel, they also discovered the Keepers, a docile, multi-limbed insect race that seemingly exists only to maintain and repair the Great Prothean Station. Early attempts to communicate with or study the Keepers were failures, and it is now illegal to interfere with or impede Keeper activity. Because they are completely non-threatening, Keepers have become virtually invisible to everyone else. Similarly, they seem indifferent to other species, except for their tendency to help new arrivals integrate themselves into the Citadel. No matter how many Keepers die due to old age, violence, or accident, they maintain a constant number. No one has discovered the source of new Keepers, but some hypothesize they are genetic constructs. Biological androids created somewhere deep in the inaccessible core of the Citadel itself.
Who's beating up the Keepers? Who's doing that? Arseholes!
The Citadel is an ancient The Council is an executive committee composed of representatives from the Asari Republics, the Turian Hierarchy, and the Salarian Union. Though they have no official power over the independent governments of other species, the Council's decisions carry great weight throughout the galaxy. No single Council race is strong enough to defy the other two, and all have a vested interest in compromise and cooperation. Each of the Council species has general characteristics associated with the various aspects of governing the galaxy. The Asari are typically seen as diplomats and mediators. The Salarians gather intelligence and information. The Turians provide the bulk of the military and peacekeeping forces. Any species granted an embassy on the Citadel is considered an associate member, bound by the accords of the Citadel Conventions. Associate members may bring issues to the attention of the Council, though they have no input on the decision. The Human Systems Alliance became an associate member of the Citadel in 2165.
Okay.
Spectres are agents from the Office of Special Tactics and Reconnaissance, and answer only to the Citadel Council. They are elite military operatives, granted the authority to deal with threats to peace and stability in whatever way they deem necessary. They operate independently or in groups of 2 or 3. Some are empathetic peacekeepers, resolving disputes through diplomacy. Others are cold-blooded assassins, ruthlessly dispatching problem individuals. All get the job done one way or another, often operating outside the bounds of galactic law. The Spectres were founded after the Salarians joined the Council. For many years they operated in secrecy as backroom problem solvers. Only after the Krogan rebellions did their activities become publicized. Assignment of a Spectre is less contentious than a military deployment, but makes it clear that the Council is concerned about a situation.
Okay. I'm glad that they used a picture of Nihilus for the Spectre Codex entry. I'm very happy about that. Okie doke. And with that, I'm going to bring today's episode to a close right here. In the next one, we head into the meeting. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.